It's Rich with Rich Baum Photography, Sacramento, California, coming at you with a remake of a very popular video, probably my most popular video by views on YouTube, was the Let the Ambient Do the Heavy Lifting. And basically what I mean by that is there are ways that you can illuminate where you need lights. One way could be you put a light in the hallway down here on the right. And this is just a standard everyday shot I do. Nothing fancy, but you know, if you watch me, I'm not about fancy. I'm just about getting the point across. So we want to get light back in here, and we are going to do it by adding in light by using the ambient to illuminate the areas we want. So let's just get started now. Here is the ambient shot that I did for this, straight out of camera. And here is the flash shot I did straight out of camera. Now, this flash shot's a little underexposed, but you know what? It's going to be okay. And you can see up here in the histogram, up the upper right, a little underexposed. So let's just now, let me do my full bump or my special sauce for the flash shot. And if you haven't seen my other videos, you should check out my special sauce video. So let's bring up the exposure here, right there. And as you can see, the histogram is pretty right on, telling me what I want. So I have a fairly good flash shot here, but I've got some issues. I need light back in here. Now, I could have put a light in this hallway, but you know, honestly, it's for day-to-day real estate, it's really much more time effective for me just to use ambient light, ambient exposure. I don't know why I didn't have the light here. Maybe the light was out, but anyway, I've got this here. I've got some flash shadows, as you can see in here. I'm going to get rid of. I've got some flash shadow there. I'm going to just use a little bit of ambient light to clean up the ceiling. So let's now look at this ambient image. So first thing I want to do is, it's got a lot of yellow in it. So I'm just going to take out, in the saturation slider here in Lightroom, I'm just going to take out a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of the orange. There we go. And a little bit of the blue. I see blue down here, so I think that might take that out. There we go. Okay, better. But you'll see I'm not going to really use most of that because that's the flash shot's going to eliminate any of this glare right here. But we always still want to try and make our ambient as close as possible where we need it. Now I'm going to have a little more illumination here. Everything else looks about right for here. The ceiling looks good. I'm going to be able to use it up in here. Oops, up in here. Let me actually brighten this a little bit. I'm going to do my gradient tool, and I'm going to bring up the exposure a little bit in the gradient tool, and that looks good right there. Take out the saturation right there, zero it out. I'm just going to lighten up the ceiling a little bit, and I'm actually going to turn this to be a little more blue. So that's the part I'm going to use up here, because as you see in my flash shot, I got a little bit of flash up in here. So what I want to do here, though, is I want to make my ambient shot a little better over here. So I'm going to actually bring it up a little bit. So I'm going to take my local brush and a little bit of exposure, and I'm going to bring down my flow in my local brush down about a little about 65%. I'm just going to open up my brush size right here. I'm just going to a little more exposure in here. Okay, so I'm just prepping my ambient shot. Now I'm also going to turn this a little bit blue because that's got a little orange there. And I'm going to take out a little bit of saturation there. There we go. And bring up the shadow just a little bit to bring it a little brighter. So there, I've got all my elements now. I can easily mask in my ambient shots for here. So I've got my ambient shot and I got my flash shot, and I'm going to make it make it into this. So let's go ahead now. Let's highlight the ambient and highlight the flash exposure, and I'm going to right click, edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. I think I've said that about 2,000 times in my videos. So while we're waiting for it to open up in Photoshop, I just want to say that I welcome you to my channel. Please subscribe. Use the Adorama link. It really helps me, inspire me to do these free videos and helps support those videos. The other thing too is we're doing workshops, 3-day workshops myself and Mark Weisberg, a talented Sony artisan, high-end luxury real estate photographer. And we have been doing that. The September workshop was great, sold out. And we're doing another one in 3 weeks in October 2017. And we will start arranging for our 2018 workshops to come up. So anyway, well, one more thing. Throw in a thumbs up, a thumbs down, add a comment to the video, subscribe to the channel. I answer all my comments, so be part of this. I have a Facebook group called Rich Baum's Tips and Tricks. So anyway, that's my service announcement. Let's get back to editing. So the first thing I want to do is everybody should do, and I don't do it a lot because I don't really need to. I've gotten pretty good at this with my heavy tripod, but I want to highlight both images, and all I did was hold down the Command key on my Mac and highlight both images. I'm going up here in Edit, and I'm going to do Auto Align Layers, and I'm going to do an Auto, and let's just align these, make sure that they're lined up. And this was probably perfectly lined up, so I didn't need to do it, but it's always good to do. Now, I'm going to have my ambient layer on top, as you can see right here. And if you wanted, you could just name it Ambient and Flash. But I don't do that because I know I've only got 2 layers here. Heck, I'm old, but I can remember 2 layers. So anyway, so let's highlight the ambient layer and let's go make a new layer mask, holding down Option and click Add a Layer Mask. And there it comes up in black, ready to go. I've got white in my paintbrush. So the white is going to reveal the ambient underneath. And I'm going to go here for my paintbrush. And I'm going to see right click here and I'm going to go 0 hardness. And then I'm going to go up here in the opacity. It's 100% opacity and the flow is 6. 6% seems low to a lot of you, but I really like 6%. It's what I've come to use for the last few years. So now let's fix this in here. Okay, so I'm going to enlarge this a little bit. And remember, you got to keep your brush on 0 or 3%. I want to do 0 hardness, okay? So it's going to be nice and soft coming in here. As you can see here, this is just filling in really nicely there. So this is what I mean by letting the ambient doing your heavy lifting. I could have put a light back in there, but I didn't. I chose to use ambient. So it's about the same effect. I'm going to hit X and back up. X turns it from white to black, and black is going to be hide. So I'm just going to lose it a little bit up in here. There we go. So I like this right here, and there's a window to the right over here. So this is a natural shadows and natural lights over here. Now one thing you will see, and I don't know what I'm going to do over here. I might just crop this out. I'm in the reflection over here, so I think I'll just crop the photo over here. Okay, but I'll deal with that later. So let's go up in here. Let's do the ceiling. So I've got to go hit X again and turn it to white. Or you could just go here and flop. You can click on this little arrow. So I want it white here, so I'm going to reveal the ambient below. And I'll make it about this size. Let's just bring in a little ambient into the ceiling. I tend to use ambient to get a nice ceiling. And I make sure my ambient has the right colors for the ceiling. So now let's go into here and let's just make this small. I don't want to go over the windows because the flash windows were pretty good for me. Make it just about this size. Throw in a little ambient to get rid of that lamp shadow. Under here, get rid of that. Look at that. That's nice. It's a little flashy on the couch, so I'm just going to bring in a little ambient there, a little bit. And I wanted to add in a little shadow here. Let me go back. Let me show you here. You can see that this couch arm naturally would not be this bright. It's bright because I'm lighting from camera. So I'm just going to paint in a little bit of that ambient, and that's the shadow of the ambient going in. A little bit down there, and a little bit ambient here. Okay, now a lot of people ask me, why am I not doing, I'm doing a normal mask, why am I not doing luminosity? Well, let's look at luminosity. If I go down here to change it to luminosity, Yeah, it didn't really change anything there, but normal seems to work better for me normally. Uh, luminosity mask can add in a lot of color issues, so I found it just to be easier for me to do it in normal mode. So let's look at this. And the only thing here I want to do is mask in a little bit of ambient out this window. So I'm going to make my brush about the size of this little awning. I'm going to paint it in here. Get rid of I got a little flash shadow there. So again, I'm letting the ambient do the heavy lifting, okay? By the way, you can see a little chromatic aberration. This lens I'm probably using, a Samyang 12mm, has chromatic aberration issues. So that's pretty good, and I'm going to brighten this out here with my ambient. So let's look here. Here we go. And I'm going to make this, the key for me here, freehanding it, is to make my brush the right size that I want it to be in. There we go. Okay, let me see, do I see anything else? Let's put a little bit of ambient in here. Sorry about that. I just got a phone call. Okay, let's put a little ambient in here, and I am pretty much done. I think this is great. I'm going to bring it in back into Photoshop, into Lightroom. I'm going to hit Command SW. And when it comes back in, I'm going to go hit Lightroom, bring it in, and oh, I know what happened. This happens sometimes. I had keywords, and let me find, here we go. See right here. Okay, here it is, the final image. And let's compare it to my delivered image. Delivered's it's a little brighter. I added more light in there. But this is more to just show you. Actually, here's the one I delivered, and this is the one I just did. So I'm going to actually add in a little, let's see, final bump. Let's bring that in. Here we go. And actually, I could brighten this up a little bit in there just by painting it in. There we go. And I'm going to take down the yellow out of there. Okay. And I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to crop out the right side because I'm in the reflection. Sometimes just get rid of your reflection by cropping yourself out. There we go. Not super valuable information back there. So I'm pretty cool with that. Let's go on to the next one. And here is this image. Now let's do the ambient, let the ambient do the heavy lifting. Here's the final image. Here is the ambient image right here. So I'm going to use, let's go to the flash image. Look at that. Flash image, I'm going to use the ambient to lighten up here, fix the ceiling, get rid of the shadow under here, a little brighter here, get it brighter out the window. But the window is going to be done with a window pull in darken mode. So let's just go ahead and do all this. This is all right out of camera. So I'm going to bring down the highlights in the ambient shot. I'm going to now take out a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of the orange. Okay, and a little bit of the blue down under that table. Okay, so I've got my, what I can use. Let's go here now. I'm going to use my local brush, a little bit of brighter, a little bit of brightness or exposure. Bring the color temperature down to 0. And let's just go in here and brighten this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's make this actually a little more blue. Good. A little more exposure there. Good. Okay, so I'm going to now, that looks about right. Okay, so I'm going to take my flash shot now, and I'm going to do my full bump or my special sauce. There we go, and it looks pretty good. I don't need to do much to this. I've got the areas I want nice and crisp and flashed. I did a single flash bouncing off the ceiling straight above me, which caused no shadow from the ceiling fan. A little bit of shadow there from something. It's probably from the light. But I've got a good exposure back in this room. I will use the ambient to lighten this up. And my window, I'm going to use a window pull. So let's go to the window pull. And let's go my full bump. I tend to like to use my full, oops, that's a final bump. Hold on, let's go full bump right there. And let me bring down my exposure. And if you haven't done the window pull in darken mode, it's basically the concept, and I have videos in my my videos. I have several videos with window pull in darken mode. Learn to do it because it's going to really help you. But I just overexpose everything around the window, and I can just mask in the view. So with no further ado, let's highlight that is the window shot. Let's highlight the flash shot and highlight the select the ambient shot. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. And again, please subscribe to Rich Baum Photography Tips and Tricks for Real Estate Photography. And if you have any questions, also I didn't mention, I do coaching. So if this is really boggling your mind and you're really unable to get it just by watching these free videos, I can help you. Send me an email to rich@richbaum.com. And you can reach me, just do a search, Google search for Rich Baum, and you'll find tons of information there. Now we're opening up the 3 layers, and the first thing I want to do is before highlight all 3 layers, and then I'm going to edit, and I'm going to auto align layers, and I'm going to do auto, okay. So I'm going to align these, and again, you could name these layers. As you can see, it's pretty straight. There's no little checkerboard around the sides. If it was not in alignment, there would be checkerboards. But I really recommend everybody align their layers because I'm using a super heavy duty tripod, which doesn't move nearly as much as most people's tripods. So, okay, first thing I'm going to do, because I know I'm going to turn off these layers, and I'm just going to name this window. So I know that that's the window below, but I want to get it up on top. So I'm going to bring the window layer up top, drag it up there. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn on my ambient layer and my flash layer. So right here is ambient. I don't even need to do this. I'm only doing this for you. And that's flash. If I had 10 layers, I might name the layers so I know what's what. Okay, let's just highlight the ambient image, the ambient layer, and let's go down here and add a layer mask. Option on a Mac, Alt on a PC, click add a layer mask. There we go. And it brings up on top of the ambient is the mask. It's imagine a mask is covering something. So it's covering the ambient, and I have got it here. I want it white so I can reveal. When I'm painting in, it's revealing the ambient below. Again, I've got it on paintbrush, and I've got 0 hardness. Let's go up here, opacity 100%, flow 6%, and my normal mode, I'm not going to do luminosity mode. So now I've got that selected, and all I want to do is take care of my main issue right here that's bugging me is the ceiling. So let's just go up here and mask in the ambient. And again, I tend to use my ambient exposure as my ceiling exposure because it's just usually easier. Now I'm going to go take care of that. I'm adding a little bit of yellow in here, but I'm getting rid of that right in there. I'm okay with everything I'm doing. I may end up switching to luminosity mode here. Now, this will be a good example. You can see it added a little bit of yellow to this wall. It's okay, I don't really mind. Let's see though, if we turned it to luminosity, would that have helped? I like it better normal, I think. Okay, so I'm going to now hit my X. I'm going to erase a little bit of this yellow on the wall. There we go. So, got it back to white. Pretty good. Take away the stuff I didn't want. Down here looks pretty good. I got rid, you can see what I did right here. You can see right in here, I got rid of that shadow by masking in ambient. And let's go look what I did in that back wall. Right there. Okay, now I'm going to actually take away, I'm going to erase again a little bit of the flash, the ambient. I'm going to go back to the masking, go back into the flash there because it's a little crisper and a little better. So you can play around with it, and as I always say, as much or as little as you want. Now I'm going to hit X to paint in again, or reveal, and I'm going to get rid of that shadow there. There we go. So the only shadow I've got there is the natural shadow, and I'm cool with that. Now, let's go to here, and let's just get rid of, again, I'm in white, I am revealing the ambient. Let's go in here and get rid of that shadow with the ambient. That's why we want to make our ambient layer the same colors as the flash layer. Now let's get down to the heart of the matter. Let's just go in here, and I'm going to mask in the ambient here, and this is where it's really doing the heavy lifting. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to really zoom in here because I want to get up in here, and I'm going to just go in here. I'm going to make it small here. Doop, doop. There we go. Okay, so I've got that exposure below it, which, I mean, the flash exposure is staying there, so that's good. And let's go look at how that changed. I'm going to now switch it on and switch it off. Look at the left side now. Okay? Now, I will say a caveat, and I always say this. If you were to light this up back here, it would be better. If you were to light it back here, it would be better. But it's tricky, and it might take you longer than you're able to on a regular real estate shoot. So I'm letting the ambient do the heavy lifting. I'm just going to bring in a little more ambient up here if I have it. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Everything looks good. I'm actually bringing a little ambient in this. It's the reflection is the flash reflection in the wall. There we go. And let me get a little bit of ambient underneath this table. Good, okay. And I'm going to, again, try and get rid of that flash shadow right there. There we go. Okay, now what are we going to do? We're going to do the window pull. So I'm going to highlight the window layer. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to add a layer mask, which is Option on a Mac, Alt on a PC. So I'm going to be in darken mode. So let's go up here in darken mode. And if this isn't working for you, I recommend you really watch darken mode videos and go step by step. Again, I can do private tutoring and help you, but it should be able to, most people can get this. So let's go into flow. I'm going to go 100% flow. I like to do that for my window. I'm on white. I am still going to do a soft brush. I don't really need it, but it's okay. And I'm just going to paint in. Remember, I'm in darken mode here. I'm just going to paint in the exposure. There we go. And it's not painting anything that is brighter in here. That the layer, let's turn this off a second. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, never mind. Anyway, the flash layer I did, you can see it right here. I've illuminated the wall, so the wall is going to be brighter, the couch is brighter, so it won't show up in darken mode. Okay, so I got that there. I'm going to do it right here. Okay, I'm only going to do it right there. If I did it over here, it's going to be too dark. I'm going to go back there and erase that. So let's go in here and do a little more darken mode. This is not going to be in darken mode back here, so I may have to leave it the way it is because I couldn't get a flash. I didn't get a flash all the way back there. I can do this. It's going to look fine. It's way back in the back. And remember, this is for MLS. If this was a designer shoot, I might be completely decking it out with multiple lights, multiple exposures, you name it. So now let's go into here. I'm going to go back to erase. I'm going to hit X, go to black, and I'm going to just take it down to 10%. Actually, I'll go back to 6%. And I'm just going to erase a little bit of this up here. Let's go erase that darken mode I did there. There we go. I didn't put much in there. You can see it. I'm taking it back here. There I go. A little bit there. So there you go. Let's see here. Actually, this is a little bit bright for me, so I'm going to bring back a little of that layer below it. So I'm still on black. I'm going to go hiding. There we go. A little bit there. Good. I like it. Actually, a little bit there too. There we go. Good. Now let's see what we did here. So there's the original flash shot with the ambient and with the windows. And there you go. There you go. Good. Okay. So let's Command SW to bring it back into Lightroom. And again, these may not be perfect. I'm just a guy, just trying to get by. And so cut me some slack if I did make a mistake or something. So, but you can always add it into the replies. So right here, I'm going to look in here and see if I want to do a little final bump. Yeah, that looks really nice. I like it. So it's fine for me. And let's look at one other thing. I'm actually going to crop it a little bit because when I did fix the alignment, it did show a little bit of a frame around it. So let's look here, compare the two. Here's the one I delivered, and here's the flash one I just did. They're both nice. They're both fine. Okay, and let's do the last one really quick. I just want to show you how quick I can do this. Okay, here is the final shot. I'm just going to do it real time. So let's go here. This is straight out of camera. I'm just going to take the highlights down. I'm going to take out, come on, computer. Take out the orange and the yellow, which is helping over here, and take out the blue. Okay. Actually, I made a preset, but it wasn't working today. So, okay, that flash is good. Highlights down. Okay, flash layer. Let's just go up and do the full bump. Bring down, you can see here with the histogram, it's a little overexposed. Let's bring it down about here. Good. Now let me double check. Am I going to have all my areas I want? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. You can see it's real flashy, and the ambient over here is really going to help with that. So I'm going to make the whole image a little bit bluer. There we go. Okay, so let's highlight these two images right here. Right-click, edit in. And again, please subscribe to my channel and join the Facebook group, Rich Baum's Tricks and Tips for Real Estate Photography. And if you really need something, you can contact me. Just don't send me a random email because it's hard for me to answer all the emails. But you can, if it's really important, you can send me something and we can work something out if you want to do some kind of helping coaching session or something. So let's go here, and I'm just going to highlight. I'm going to align, auto align, okay. Let's go here, highlight there, make a layer mask, add in the ambient. I've got to go back to make sure it's white for reveal. There, normal, 6%. Let's go to it right now. Ceiling, a little bit of exposure back in there, a little bit of shadows in here. There you go. Okay, I don't really like that. Let's see if the luminosity mode is going to be better here. Good on luminosity. Nope, didn't really make it much better, I think. You know, I do like it better. Let's go here. Luminosity. Here we go. And I'm going to take away, I'm going to hit X, take a little bit of that ambient away. And there we go. That's all I needed to do. Pretty quick. Got a little bit of yellow cast up here, but not too worried about that. So bringing it back, SW, and bring it back. And that took about a minute to fix. So this is fine. Let's see how it looked in the delivered image. Pretty darn close. Okay. Again, my photos are not perfect, but I think they're going to be just fine for this. So this is Rich with Rich Baum Photography, Sacramento, California, saying shoot better, shoot smarter, get better so you can shoot better projects, more interesting projects, make more money, spend more time with family and friends. Contact me if you need. It's Rich Baum, Sacramento, California, saying sayonara, see you later, bye, boys and girls. Bye. That was a terrible ending. Oh my gosh.